Second last song of Specter is Soiree. Sounds like a very happy, idly song. It's so funny how they're just sprinkling random trap everywhere, like fairy dust. It's more just like the trap hi-hats. Oh, let's pivot to a new key. Eh? I don't even know how many key changes they stuffed in there. Like 3? Nope. It's a very, very busy song. That brass. Whoa. This is pure chaos. Like, I don't even know how they're all holding it together. It just feels like so much stuff is bursting out of the seams. Just things, just sonic sound clips just flying at you left, right, and center from all directions. Okay, that bridge wasn't bad. Whoa. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God for this rest for my ears. Oh my God, it's so quiet. There's like 30 seconds left. These key changes. I like that ending. I feel like maybe I'm just tired. I was gonna say I feel like I'm dead inside, but that's not true. I'll just give an overall impression because I don't think my brain has processed this song properly. It really just felt like a giant wall of sound combined with a billion key changes. If I had to give it a score out of 10 at the moment, because maybe it'll increase when I re-listen to it, it's kind of hovering around a 2 out of 10 for me at the moment. It feels like this song suffers from trying to throw way too many things at the wall to see if they'll stick and then somehow still create a cohesive track. Or maybe the point wasn't even to have any sort of song cohesion. The point was just to throw in bits and pieces of things that might sound cool and then ramping up the BPM and just calling it a day. Obviously, a massive amount of effort went into producing this track, so there's no shade on that. There's just so many different elements that it's hard to catch every single one of them. So maybe I'm just really missing something. Unfortunately, the poor mixing quality didn't help. It was really it's so scratchy. I'm not quite sure what the right word is, but nothing stands out because everything was just splattered together into one big noise bomb. And to be honest, if you ask me also to recall like any of the melodic hooks or the lines, I couldn't, because nothing stood out melodically either. Composition wise, this song leans hard into something that I've learned is very common in Japanese idol-y pop songs, which is the use of quick successive key changes within bars of each other. And again, I am not a pure detractor of sudden key changes per se, but if it feels like they're used to the point of being a cheap trick just to make a head turn, and there's no smart transition, or it doesn't really contribute to a meaningful progression in the song, then I don't really see the point in these key changes other than the fact that it's a key change, which makes the whole exercise, in my eyes, obviously this is highly personal opinion, makes it quite superfluous. I know that people enjoy these types of constant key flips because they keep making tracks like this, obviously.
One eternity later.
Hey guys, so future RC thinks that past RC was quite harsh on Soiree. I still blame it on Debutante Ball Hangover. I think that track spoilt us incredibly, and then it was kind of a difficult ask to take a step down from that. But look, we're going to give Soiree another go. There is an MV out for it, and tradition dictates that we give the song another listen if there is, so let's do this. Okay, already, I don't know, I feel like just having something to focus on other than the music, especially if it's Suisei, kind of helps. The message I'm getting from this MV is that Suisei is like a giant just walking amongst us plebs. It's brass though. Oh yeah, this is one of those key changes. It's like I felt like we were in A flat and went to A major. I've got to obsess over these key changes. So we were in the A flat, and then okay, that's a flat out A. So yeah, no wonder why it's so jarring, because we're jumping from the A flat major to the A major, which is just a chromatic step up, which is nowhere near each other on the circle of fifths, but I love Suisei's dancing. Also, I don't know if I've seen her in this sort of royal outfit with the royal puffs, shoulder puffs. Oh, I'm like buffing, so that's not half bad. It's such a busy, I think the only thing that really got me the last time from memory is just the rapid, chaotic nature and sort of the really chopped up nature of that synth brass. And I think personal preference, right? You might love it. I really like it that much, but hey. Crown. Okay, I have to say the MV definitely ups the song. I remember loving this guitar solo. Smashed it out of the park. A lot of outfit changes. Is it sort of like going through her progression of outfits from the start all the way to now? Oh, that was cool. I loved when the drums came in. I mean, not the drums, the electric guitar. Like da 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 da, and then the scene changed with the galaxy coming out. That was cool. And I remember loving that last like couple of bars, like 2 bars. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Look, it's a bop. For me, it definitely is way more of a bop paired with the MV. It's probably because I still can't really get over the constant key change thing. But I loved how they synced certain parts in the music, like an entrance or a ramp up in tension with the visuals in the MV, which I feel hugely helped the enjoyment of the song for me. Soiree definitely, look, if I can bop to it in any capacity, hey, that's a good song. Last track, Newton. Let's make it a good one, guys. Okay, another very J-rock kind of song. Oh, well, there's that key change that's there for no reason other than to try and quirk up the song. Ooh. What was that? Super high pitched, like string plucking sound. Kind of just waiting for something to happen. I mean, something other than just like lots of random sounds thrown together. And this big salad mix. Oh, okay, that was a somewhat interesting chord progression. Oh. Oh. God, this distortion into his voice is weird. Oh, there she is. Oh. Ow. Oh, that was bad. I feel bad. I apologize. I apologize for this stone face. I can't think of a really positive thing to say about this song other than it could have been worse. I have generally the same things to say about Newton as I did in Soiree. The melody and the constant key changes were super generic. The instrumentation was just too much. The mixing didn't help that. It was subpar and made everything sound like an attack on the senses. The percussion, the distorted guitars, the super stabby synths that just were in a very uncomfortable register way up here. I understand that they were going for an exciting hype vibe, but that's pretty much all it had. Kind of just vapor, empty hype, and no real substance. What contributed to the genericness of the song was also the chord progression. Like, it's the most J-pop chord progression in existence, which is fine if you like that kind of thing. I feel like maybe I should give this a second listen. Maybe I'm, again, just missing something from these last few tracks, but yeah, it didn't really move me in any way, or it didn't pique my intrigue despite all of this stuff that was in there.
Okay, Newton. Here's the second run-up at Newton. However, not the original track for reasons. Again, from memory, Newton, look, in a sentence, I did not like it. If you liked it, all power to you. I think for me, it was just the constant peaking in the track, the lack of any structure, and it felt, to be honest, just like a super rushed track that could have been a lot more, or just more well produced than what it ended up to be. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a huge deadline just rushing up at the composers and the songwriters and the production team, as happens with album projects. So I don't know, whatever happened, I was informed by a couple of birds to watch this version of Newton, which apparently is the acoustic remake of the song. So really looking forward to this, because you can really turn a song around with an acoustic arrangement. So here we go. It's so much better already.
冷え切った太陽に見放されてずっと縛り付けられて
This is a live performance of it too. Just unvarnished.
メッセージが流れ出して落ちて凍った街の上
Nice.
砕けていくきっと誰もただ一人
That was a nice transition there. Da, da, da.
これじゃない愛してる大嫌い大好きだ思いくらいの思いが溢れる今日も矛盾して咲いてくこの感情は大人の中で初めて惹かれ合うんだね
Bringing in some other instruments. Well, they have strings. Not that they really need it. That piano is doing wonders. And like xylophone.
冷め切った体温と並んだ無表情に臆病になっていた街
That's nice.
叶わない暴力と史上稀な超重力に名前も選ぶもの決めつけられているなんてどこかで吐いた言い訳が声を奪ったまま
Ooh, nice run.
みたいになってたんだ今さらバレない分かってよ
Can I just pause there for a sec? So we have the same key changes, which I really disliked in the original track. But here, you know, I don't want people to get the idea that I hate key changes or, you know, successive key changes per se. It's more in this track, for example, because the key changes have so much more space to breathe, for one, and two, because of the format of the song, there's just so much more room for Suisei to inject that emotion into the song, which therefore pairs really well actually with the key changes that are built into the written notes on the page. If you've never like watched my other music analysis videos where I go on and on about key changes and where it works and where it doesn't, the one thing to take away is it really depends on context whether a key change works or not. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that. So key change there just, it kind of just brightened up the room, you know, after having been a bit more closed off earlier. It's so much drama in that one. Loved it. Oh my god. I remember this part in the original track. It was just really filtered. It's so lovely to hear her like this. Get it, pianist. I love those broken chords the piano is doing. It lends a real weight to back Suisei's emotion. And some lovely, lovely dissonant chords. They're sneaking in there. What can I say? That is the true version of Newton. And that's all there is to it. That brings us to the end of the Specter album. Thank you so much for joining me on this long and arduous journey. My final thoughts on the album as a whole. I think for me, there were 2 or 3 standout tracks on the album, foremost of which, of course, was Debutante Ball for its musicality and its ability to emotionally manipulate us. And I think Wee Wee Woo, obviously, for its madness. I think I appreciated throughout this album this clear attempt to reach out into different genres and just experiment a bit. Sure, not every track may have hit its mark, but I think that's just the nature of experimentation, right? And I'm thinking specifically of something like True Girl Show or Template, you know, which stood out in how it played with sort of the tension you can create between 2 different keys. And actually Template was one of the standout tracks on the album too. Generally, I just respect artists and composers who do something different or who break the mold of a typical song structure in some way to evoke just different vibes or different emotions. Or even if they don't break any molds, who just look for ways to introduce progressively subtle variations into things like chord progressions or the texture of a song in order to create a different kind of experience for the listener. Overall, I mean, I think Specter as an album was quite uneven, honestly, like in terms of quality. But also, you know, the bright spot, I think, is that regardless of whether Suisei gets, you know, amazingly good songs or just mediocre ones or whatever, anything in between, she just has a voice with a very unique timbre and she has great technique. So, you know, yes, I am infected with incurable sweet bias, but even just bringing it back and reeling it back into a more objective footing, I think Suisei has all she needs to make more incredible tracks in the future. So I kind of look forward to seeing what she does next. And that's it, guys. I'm keen to discover more cool music with you guys, Hololive or otherwise. Check out my coffee page for the songs that people have already recommended I take a look at next when I do have time. In the meantime, take care. And again, thank you so much for just enjoying music and music theory and just having really cool discussions about the songs that we do like, that we don't like, and that we're kind of just about. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.